Welcome to this DelftStack tutorial. Today we will explore multiple ways to check which version of PowerShell is installed on your system. Knowing your PowerShell version is essential for script compatibility, troubleshooting errors, and accessing the latest features. By the end of this video, you'll know 4 different ways to check your PowerShell version and understand when to use each one. Let's get started. Before diving into the details, let's first go over all the ways you can check your PowerShell version. 1. Using the $PSVersionTable automatic variable. The most reliable method works in all modern PowerShell versions. 2. Using the $Host.Version property. A quick method, but it may not always be accurate. 3. Using the pwsh -version command, the fastest way for PowerShell core users. 4. Checking the Windows Registry, an advanced method useful for scripting and automation. Each method has its pros and cons, so let's break them down one by one. The most reliable way to check your PowerShell version is by using the $PSVersionTable automatic variable. This method works on all PowerShell versions from Windows PowerShell 2.0 to the latest PowerShell 7 and beyond. When you run this command, PowerShell returns a detailed table containing multiple pieces of information. The most important one is PSVersion, which tells you the exact PowerShell engine version installed on your system. Now, let's see it in action. The output displays multiple properties, but the most important one is PSVersion. For example, if it shows 5.1.1904.1.1023, that means you're using Windows PowerShell 5.1. If it says 7.2.3, you're running PowerShell Core 7.2.3. But $PSVersionTable provides more than just the version number. PS Edition tells you whether you're using Windows PowerShell Desktop or PowerShell Core. This is important because PowerShell Core supports cross-platform scripting while Windows PowerShell does not. WS-ManStack version refers to the Windows Management Framework version, which is essential for PowerShell remoting. PS Remoting Protocol version tells us which remote communication protocol is being used for executing scripts on remote machines. These additional details can help you determine not just your version but also the capabilities of your PowerShell environment. Another way to check your PowerShell version is by using the $Host.Version property. However, be careful. This method does not always reflect the true PowerShell engine version. Instead, it shows the version of the host application running PowerShell. This command works because $Host stores information about the PowerShell host application. However, in some environments, especially in third-party shells or custom PowerShell consoles, $Host.Version might display a version number that doesn't match the actual PowerShell engine. For example, if you're using a modified PowerShell environment inside Visual Studio Code or running PowerShell in an embedded system, the $Host.Version property might reflect the version of the host application, not the real PowerShell engine version. That's why $PSVersionTable is usually the better choice. If you're using PowerShell Core version 6.0 or later, there's an even faster way to check the version. Instead of opening PowerShell, you can simply run the following command in Command Prompt, Windows Terminal, or PowerShell itself. pwsh -version. This command instantly prints the installed PowerShell Core version. If you see an output like PowerShell 7.2.3, that means you're running PowerShell Core version 7.2.3. However, if you get an error message, that likely means PowerShell Core is not installed on your system. This is because pwsh is the command used to launch PowerShell Core, while older Windows PowerShell versions use PowerShell.exe instead. To install PowerShell Core, visit Microsoft's official PowerShell repository or use a package manager like Winget or Choco. For example, on Windows, you can install the latest PowerShell version using the following command: install space --id space Microsoft.PowerShell space -- source space winget. If you're using Linux, you can install PowerShell Core using your package manager. For example, on Ubuntu, you'd run sudo apt install PowerShell. Now that we've covered the fastest way to check PowerShell Core versions, let's move on to an advanced method used by IT administrators and automation scripts. For advanced users and system administrators, you can check the installed PowerShell version directly from the Windows Registry. This method is especially useful if you're working with automation scripts or need to check the PowerShell version on remote machines. To do this, open PowerShell as administrator and run the following command. This command queries the Windows Registry where PowerShell stores its installation details. The output will include the exact PowerShell version installed on your system. Since the Windows Registry is a central database for system settings, this method is useful for retrieving version details programmatically. To summarize, here are the 4 best ways to check your PowerShell version. $PSVersionTable, the most reliable and recommended method. $Host.Version, quick but may not always be accurate. pwsh -version, works only for PowerShell Core users. Windows Registry query, best for automation and remote queries. Thanks for watching. If this tutorial helped you, give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more PowerShell tips. For more detailed guides, check out DelftStack.com.